What's going on, fellas? Welcome back to Grit on the Rocks podcast. It's a new year, so let's start off by saying Happy New Year. 2026 is here, which means when a new year comes around, gyms are packed, planners are fresh, and motivation is high for about 3 weeks. Because most people don't actually change their lives in the new year. They just rename their excuses. This episode is not about resolutions. It's about standards. Because resolutions are things you hope you'll do. Standards are things you refuse not to do. And one of them changes your life. The other gets forgotten by February. So let's talk about why resolutions fail and why standards change everything.
This podcast is a Buenos Dias Media production.
This is the Grit on the Rocks podcast, where raw conversations meet smooth sips. Pull up a chair, pour your favorite drink, puff on your favorite cigar, and join us as we dive into the convos that matter. No scripts, no barriers, just unfiltered truth served straight up. Cheers to the real ones out there. Salud.
So before we jump in, I just want to remind you that we are on YouTube, Rumble on video format. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio on audio format. So please remember to subscribe, review, comment, stars, give us some stars. I don't know, whatever the option is, comment. But above all, like, subscribe, and share. Spread the word, and let's grow together.
The views and opinions expressed by the host, guest, and/or participants of this show do not necessarily reflect the opinions of Buenos Dias Media LLC, its associates, partners, and show sponsors. The content is intended for entertainment purposes and should not be construed as professional advice. Listener discretion is advised.
So, why do resolutions fail? Here's why most New Year's resolutions are dead on arrival. They rely on motivation. And motivation is emotional. And emotions don't really last that long. They tend to fade. Standards, on the other hand, they don't ask you how you feel. And to be honest, standards don't care. Standards tell you what to do. You see, resolutions tend to be negotiable. I'll work out unless I'm tired. I'll eat better unless it's the weekend. I'll save money unless something comes up. A standard, on the other hand, doesn't negotiate. It doesn't care about weather, mood, or convenience. If you set a standard, it is what it is. Resolutions, they don't challenge identity. See, resolutions say, I want to try something. Standards say, this is who I am now, and this is what I have to do. And men and women, people, high-performing people, people who want to make a change, they don't rise to goals. They fall to the level of their standards. So, let's look at what standards actually look like. Let's get practical here. See, a standard sounds like, I don't miss workouts, period. I don't chase people who don't reciprocate. I don't stay where I'm disrespected. I don't spend money I didn't earn. And I don't tolerate laziness from myself. Standards create structure. Structure creates discipline. And discipline creates results. And here's the part that people don't like. When you make the decision to raise your standards, my friends, your circle gets smaller. Your journey gets lonelier. But the truth is that that's not a loss. That's alignment. So I know it's been a while, but today we actually have an email from a listener for some whiskey bar wisdom.
Whiskey bar wisdom. Ooh.
All right, there's nothing magical about it. Here, drink this. Tell me what's on your mind. Come on.
Whiskey bar wisdom. You provide the stories, we provide the opinions, unprofessional advice and the laughter. Great on the Rocks podcast.
So this message was submitted to us through gridontherocks.com, through the Contact Us section. And it comes to us from Chris M. from Omaha, Nebraska. And it says, "Hey, David and the Grid on the Rocks crew. I listened to one of your episodes where you talked about explaining yourself, and it hit hard. I realized I've been saying yes to things I hate, staying in friendships that drain me, and lowering my standards just to avoid being alone. I keep telling myself next year I'll change, but every year looks the same. How do you raise your standards without becoming bitter or isolated?" Well, Chris, thank you for your submission, your story. It's been a while. But Chris, pour yourself something neat and listen closely. You see, you don't become bitter by raising standards. You become bitter by betraying yourself too long. Isolation isn't the danger. Stagnation is. Here's the truth most men learn late. When you stop accepting crumbs, people who benefited from you being hungry, they get uncomfortable. And it doesn't mean you're wrong. It means the old version of you was easier to deal with. So raise your standards quietly and let actions do the talking. The right people will adjust, and the wrong people, to be honest, will just remove themselves. And both outcomes, they're a win. So with that said, let's take a quick break, and when we return, we'll continue with the new year, new standards, or new year, same excuses. So don't go away. This is Grid on the Rocks podcast, a Buenos Dias Media production and fueled by thegentleman'storch.com.
Looking to connect with like-minded men who share your drive for success and passion for the finer things in life? Welcome to the Apex Gentlemen's Guild, a private members club for men who value ambition, camaraderie, giving back, and personal growth. For a limited time while we're fully remote, you can join the guild for free. Gain access to tons of motivational content, exclusive events, insightful discussions, and a network of high-performance individuals. Don't miss this chance to elevate your social circle. Request to join today at facebook.com/groups/Apex Gentlemen's Guild, or give us a like at facebook.com/Apex Gentlemen's Guild. The Apex Gentlemen's Guild, excellence forged in unity.
Fellas, if cigars are more than just smoke to you, if they're part of your lifestyle, your conversations, your identity, then you need to be tuned in to the Cigar Cypher podcast. Every week, we break down the world of premium cigars and the business with style, culture, and real conversation. No fluff, no pretension, just a conversation on everything that burns slow and speaks loud. From learning how to spot fake Cubans, to mastering cigar lounge etiquette, to understanding the power of networking over smoke. The Cigar Cypher gives you the knowledge, the laughs, and the insight every cigar lover deserves. We highlight premium cigars, talk industry news, decode cigar culture, and sit down for the kind of discussions you only get in a leather chair with good company. So, if you're ready to elevate your cigar game, deepen your knowledge, and become part of a community built on craftsmanship and conversation, light up, lean back, and join us. Search the Cigar Cipher Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, YouTube, and Rumble. The Cigar Cipher Podcast. This is where smoke meets conversation.
This is the Modern V Podcast, where voice, vulnerability, and victory meet. I'm Leilani.
And I'm Michelle. We're two friends having the real conversations women actually need about healing, hustle, motherhood, love, money, and the patterns we know too well.
No pretending here. Just honest stories, expert gems, and practical tools so you can feel seen and move forward.
If you ever felt silenced, judged, or just tired of carrying it all, you're home. Pull up a chair.
New episodes are short enough for your commute, deep enough to change your week.
Hit follow on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. Share this with your sisters, your group chat. Your future self will thank you.
The Modern V.
The Modern V.
Voice, vulnerability,
victory.
victory.
Gentlemen, this one's for you. Whether you're signing deals, chasing dreams, or just unwinding after a long day, your cigar should match your grind. At thegentleman'storch.com, we bring you premium cigars, boutique blends, and curated sample packs, all without the premium price. Because class isn't about the label, it's about the standard you set. From CEOs to 9-to-5ers, every man deserves that moment, that taste of excellence. So light up, level up, and let your story burn slow. Visit thegentleman'storch.com, where affordability meets class and every smoke means something. The Gentleman's Torch. Light up, level up.
Hi, this is Kevin B. Cloth. You're listening to Grit on the Rocks podcast.
And we are back, and you are listening to Grit on the Rocks podcast, a Buenos Dias media production fueled by thegentleman'storch.com. So we've been talking about the new year, new standards, you know how people say, new year, new me, right? And why resolutions fail and what standards actually look like. So is it new year, new standards, or new year, same excuses? Everyone says, this year will be different. But different doesn't come from dates on a calendar. It comes from decisions you won't walk back on. If you just say things that sound good, but your standards don't change, let's be honest, your finances won't change, your body won't change, your relationships won't change, and your mindset won't change. A new year doesn't owe you anything. You owe yourself a higher level of self-respect. So if you've been paying attention, you might be asking yourself, how can I set standards that actually stick? Here's how to do it. And let me clarify, my brothers and sisters, this is something I am continuously working on myself. So let's see. First, pick fewer standards, not more. 3 strong standards beat 10 weak ones. Once you set on them, make them non-negotiable. If it's optional, to be honest, it's useless. Prepare mentally and expect discomfort. Growth feels lonely. And I know this is the part that many people don't like, but growth feels lonely before it feels rewarding. And trust me, in my personal experience, it feels very lonely. Let people react. You're not responsible for how others feel about your growth. Let them think what they want to think. I mean, to be honest, it's none of your business. So as you step into this new year, I want you to ask yourself one question. What will I no longer tolerate from myself? Not what you want to change, what you refuse to live with anymore. That's where standards are born. So if this episode hit home, share it with a man or woman who's tired of starting over every January. Subscribe, follow, and listen wherever you get your podcasts. And if you got a story for Whiskey Bar Wisdom, head on over to gritontheRocks.com, scroll to the bottom to the Contact Us section, and send us your story. New year, new standards, no new excuses. So remember, my brothers and sisters, to keep your spirits high, your cigars lit, your glasses full, and your conversations meaningful. I am David, and this was Grit on the Rocks podcast. Cheers.
Grit on the rocks tonight, met with hearts like iron bars, tackling life's